welcome back. This is Pilates on the mat with Emma. In today's video, I am going to go over the hip/pelvic placement. This video is going to be part of a series called Pilates 101, where I'm going to go over the basics or the fundamentals of Pilates, just so that you can understand what I'm talking about while you practice with me. So it's good to know what I'm cueing, what you're looking for, and how to contract the proper muscles as you do this exercise. So today we are going over hip-pelvis placement. So there's two positions of the hip. You have a posterior tilt and an anterior tilt, and I'm going to go over that today. When we are practicing, I'll always say two things. I'll say either go into the imprint position or you're going to the neutral position. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you more about that now. Take your mat, and I want you to go ahead and lie down onto your back. Good. Now I want you to take the heel of your palm, or the heel of your hand, and I want you to find your hip bones with both hands, so the bony point on your hip. And then I want you to take your fingertips, and I want you just to take your fingertips to the base of your pelvis, or you're finding your pubic bone. So what you're going to have is just a triangle here, going to the pubic bone, so you should be able to feel it. If you press down, there's going to be a bony sensitive part, and if you take your hands here, of course you should feel that as well. So with your hands placed on your pelvis, I just want you to begin rocking back and forth. Rocking the hips back, and then tilting the pelvis forward. Good. Hey, Snoop. Rocking the hips one way and rocking the hips the next way. And you should begin to notice how the triangle is tilting back and forth here. And you can almost picture a bowl. So as you tilt the hips back, or as you tilt the hips one way, the contents of your bowl will spill out, and vice versa. They'll spill out as you tilt the other way. And begin to notice how the low back reacts to this movement. So as you as you posteriorly tilt the pelvis back, your low back will kiss the mat, and as you anteriorly tilt the hips forward, the low back will begin to arch off the mat. So just going back and forth like that, and play with your breath here. So usually when I tilt the hips back and my back hits the mat, I usually do this on an exhale. And I find a swooping sensation with my abdominals. So exhaling out, and inhale, I tilt the hips forward and my low back begins to arch up. So exhale, breathing out through pursed lips. And inhale, forward, and exhale back. And inhaling forward. And exhale. Good. So hopefully you've began to become familiar with these two spots. And I want you to find a leveled position, or a leveled spot for your bowl or for your triangle. So all points of your triangle are going to be on a flat line. You won't be sticking the pubic bone up towards the ceiling, or you're not going to tilt the hips too far forward where your butt is sticking out. So I just want it someplace in between. Lie down on your back. Okay, so your pelvis is leveled. Tiny little low arch in the back, more of a neutral pelvis, or a neutral spine, pelvis. No, it's more of a neutral arch in the low back, so your back isn't jamming into the mat, but it's not coming too far off. So just find some place that's comfortable. And this is your neutral pelvis, and this is where I want you to practice most of the time. You are in a really good, strong, stable position. Whenever one leg is lifted in the air, you should be able to hold this leveledness in the hips without tilting one way, without arching one way, or whatever. So I want you to keep your hips in this position, and just exhale out, begin to contract the abdominals without changing anything here. And I want you to lift one leg up into tabletop. So becoming 90 degrees in the hip crease, 90 degrees in the knee, and nothing should have changed through your hips. Inhale to set the foot down, and exhale, opposite leg lifts up. Nothing is changing. Inhaling in. So you're beginning to isolate and disassociate the different parts of the body. You want to be able to move one part of the body without the rest of the body reacting or moving. So you learn how to stabilize your back, your arms, your shoulders, while the legs move. This shouldn't affect any part else, anywhere else. I hope you understand. Good. And hopefully you can see that this is a little harder than just picking one leg up at a time, because you really have to focus on what's happening with the hips and the back. And if you want to challenge yourself just a little, it's not overwhelmingly challenging, by reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. And go like that. Okay. It's not overwhelmingly challenging. But it might put you in an unstable position where you have to focus on not moving the hips. Good. This is your neutral position. Slight arch in the back. Everything's leveled here. Now we're going to go into our imprint. So just take the bottom, your thumbs, and take them to the bottom rib, and take your fingertips to the top hip bone. And I just want you to exhale and squeeze these 2 points together. Now your pelvis is tilted slightly back, your bowl is unleveled, so it's kind of spilling over, and your low back began to kiss the mat. That's right, that's where I want you to be. Now, lift the legs up into tabletop, do it one at a time. So the left leg comes up 90 degrees, stabilize, pull the navel in towards the spine, and the right leg lifts up. Think of tucking the tailbone under, and the back is just flushed. This is your imprint position, so this allows you to be in a more stable position when your legs are lifted in tabletop. As I won't go too far into it. As you become more advanced, maybe you can begin to work with the hips in neutral here. But to begin with, I want everyone to just find their imprint position, and over time, or if you're going into a studio and you feel like, I would rather work in the neutral, speak with your instructors and make sure that you look like you're in the right spot. Okay? So, before we were lifting one leg up at a time, now we're going to do an exercise called toe taps. So both knees are bent 90 degrees, and I want you to keep the knees bent 90 degrees as you tap one foot down towards the mat. Nothing changes in the low back, it's just that one leg tapping down towards the mat. Flatten the stomach, belly pulls in, and lifting. And exhale. And lifting. And exhale. Keep the neck long, hug the ribs in. Let's do 5 more, side to side. Tapping down. And lifting. And hopefully now you can feel that this is still challenging, even though you're just tapping one leg down. You really have to focus on pressing the back into the mat without causing any tension. And really controlling the rest of the body. Good. So when I tell you to go into imprint, it's usually when you have both legs lifted in the air, or you're in a more unstable position. Okay, go ahead, set one foot down, take the next foot down. So that is the 2 pelvis or hip positions, placements. I hope this video helps. You can always come back to the video to just refresh or give yourself a reminder of what you're looking for when finding the neutral or the imprint. So again, if you have any questions, just ask. If you need any pointers, just say. And good. Thank you for watching. Hope to hear from you soon. Hope to see you soon, or hope you watch something. Tack så mycket. Bye!